So many times you have been wondering what that position of Speaker is all about. It is one single position that is meant for very many equals. Above all, members of Parliament who have been duly elected. You are aware, some of them, the candidates, were not elected but found their way to become members of Parliament. So they're even not sure about their voters, who they are. They're not sure of the percentage they would have gotten in their own constituencies, but that's not important. I am going to work as the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda using two important tools amidst others. Number one is the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995. Second tool that I will use always will be the rules and procedures of the Parliament of Uganda. Not to waste a lot of your time, we need to understand what the rules are all about. I'll go straight to the point. If you get rule number 91 of the Rules and Procedure of Parliament, it is very clear and it gives us guidance about the code of conduct of any individual who has subjected himself or herself to contest as a Speaker. The guidelines are clear. Some of the colleagues that have shown interest have started disrespecting that. They are holding meetings in their homes. They are under panic. They're already breaking the rules. We're not going to sleep over that. They're already giving bribes because they are not sure about winning an election. We are monitoring that, and they may fall victims. And I will go ahead. Rule number 11 is very clear. It says election of the Speaker for those who have subjected themselves for the election shall be by secret ballot. Take note of that, secret ballot. Therefore, this must be properly noted, especially my new colleagues who have joined the 12th Parliament, yet to be shown in. This time, nobody is going to intimidate us. We are going to stand for the truth. We are going to tell the people the truth, and the truth shall redeem this institution, which is the Parliament of Uganda. What is the role of the Speaker? Very many people who are not lawmakers get scared about serving as a Speaker. The role of a Speaker, the roles are not so complicated. That is, if you've been to that house before like me. One is to preside over every sitting. Presiding over every sitting, that is it. We also have what we call preserving the order and decorum of Parliament. Second role of the Speaker. Preserve order in the House and decorum in the House. We also have the role of the Speaker to cite rules or procedure or any applicable authority when it comes to making decisions. A very simple task. Then we've got the role of the Speaker also to invite submissions from members. And the Speaker as well has a right to either accept or deny any contributions. These are some of the few simple and very clear roles of the Speaker. Now, we as members of Parliament, especially from the NRM party, we must know that our party may have its constitution, the NRM party, but there is rumor moving around that some candidates yet to be nominated have been declared, have been endorsed by the NRM party. They have been ring-fenced by the SEC. That is a big rumor. I must tell Ugandans, I must tell Africa and the world that the law is not going to be taken and be played with by a few individuals in the NRM party. I raised this as the Constitution as one of the tools, the biggest tool that I'm going to use to execute my duties. This Constitution is supreme. It's very supreme. Article 1 talks about the sovereignty of the people. Article 1 of this Constitution speaks about the supremacy of the people. Sovereignty of the people, sorry. Sovereignty of the people means power belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people, not one authority or one arm of a party. This must be clearly noted. And we must know that clause 1 of this article clearly provides that people shall be governed through their will and consent. Therefore, we, the NRM members of Parliament, are not going to be ruled by a speaker or speakers who are going to be enforced and imposed on us. The Constitution is supreme. The power belongs to us. Any decision taken without our consent shall be null and void. Therefore, we are sending a message to the chairman, the President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is the chairman of the NRM party, to come out clearly and confirm to us, the members of the NRM, the MPs, and the country, what is meant by endorsing, reinforcing some few candidates and leaving out others who are the pillars of this party. We are the pillars. Without us, SEC will fall down. SEC is just an arm, organ of the party. We must go ahead to the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which I'm holding here, Article 2, supremacy of the Constitution. It's very clear. The Constitution is supreme over those other constitutions of the party and other arms of the party. Therefore, we are sending a clear message that we want democracy to prevail in our party. And I want to give assurance to our voters that there is hope. I can tell you that it is God who spoke to me this time to wake up and come and redeem that institution of ours. Nothing is impossible. And nobody should get scared. What do I intend to do? What do I intend to do if voted? Very simple. Rule of the law must take precedence. And that is giving respect for this, the Constitution. The rule of the law must take precedence in that parliament. There must be respect for the rules and procedure of parliament. That's my second role. I must see that I perform effectively. These rules and procedure of parliament have been tampered with several times. We have evidence to that. That must stop in that institution of parliament. What is the third role I would like to perform once I become speaker, come May? There must be transparent governance, corruption-free. Corruption-free. You are aware that in the 11th Parliament, we had a battle to fight corruption in that institution of Parliament. Me and my other colleagues, we had a motion to impeach the corrupt commissioners. I thank God most of them did not return, apart from one who survived, whose voters still wonder whether he is really their MP or not. That is not for today. But I promise to fight corruption in that institution of government, the parliament. I can give you assurance that 90% of the members of parliament of Uganda do not know even the budget of their own institution, which is the parliament. When we're in the 10th parliament, I respect Speaker Kadaga. We used to operate in a budget of 500 billion plus. But as per now, the institution of parliament is running a budget of over 1.2 trillion. Performance of committees has fallen down. Over 50% of the budget of parliament is controlled and used by invisible hands. This must come to an end. This must come to an end. We need to save this institution. Very many of you are wondering, how is he going to make it? Some of the colleagues are already visiting some homes and are given only 10 million shillings. And then they put a microphone on your coat, on your chest, then you start endorsing candidates with 10 million. This message must go to my good friends. I love you, members of parliament. We need each other, but we need to know the journey to 2031 election starts now, starts today. Don't think Ugandans are sleeping. Don't think Ugandans are not informed. Don't think those villagers, those voters are not aware about the rot of our institution. They are aware. So I pray, let's desist from that cheap habit of visiting people's homes, picking small money, killing your own integrity. However, if you think you're smart enough, at least go and get 50 million plus and then endorse, but knowing that it will still be secret ballot. Then you vote Alion Odria. Get the money, yes, from those people who know themselves. If voted, I'll make sure that at every service I offer, I must be impartial and conscious at all times. I need to offer leadership that is not partisan. That is why if you've been observant as member of parliament under the NRM party, where I sit in the parliament, all of you know, I sit neutrally where the independents sit, though I'm NRM. I love the party. That's why I was also able to move with the president in the entire West Nile, all the districts, delivered him to Acholi sub-region for the love of the party. Therefore, the president, we are requesting him to talk to our SEC members. If it is a rumor, they must declare to us, the stakeholders, if it is a rumor. And we are demanding from the chairman of the NRM party, none other than His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We need audit reports of the institution of the Parliament of Uganda for the 11th Parliament. There has never been any published audit report of the Parliament of Uganda. Why? We need this question to be answered by the SEC members. Who are they to ring fence somebody or some people who are not accountable to this country? We have never seen any audit report from Auditor General's office in regard to expenditure and the performance of the institution of the Parliament of Uganda. The Parliamentary Accounts Committee checks on government institutions. Is there a day somebody here, you the journalists, can confirm to me that Parliament appeared before PAC? Why? Ugandans, it's time for us to wake up. If voted, I will make sure what we call quorum in Parliament during sittings is respected. Bills, several bills have been passed sometimes without a rightful quorum. You, the media, you know that. Ugandans know that. We, the members of Parliament, we know that. When the quorum says one-third of the total number of people for a bill to be passed, if you're a member, if you're a Speaker of Parliament, if you're sure that the quorum is not enough, why not suspend Parliament for 15 minutes? Call for those who are outside or taken up to turn up, ring the bell and proceed. If that fails, why not go to the next item on the order paper? If not, why not adjourn the House with a given date for that bill to come back? So one Speaker, I will have respect for quorum to see that bills are passed in the rightful manner. You, the media, and I must tell Ugandans, there is no freedom for you, the media, in that Parliament. That is why our great media houses like the NTV are no longer in Parliament, because they report the truth and the actual instances that take place. You have been censored from Parliament. In my leadership, there has to be freedom of expression for the media. If I'm not guilty about myself, why should I censor the media from accessing Parliament? Why should I dictate upon the media on what to write, what to report? That will not be in my government. Above all, I know the problem of my colleagues, the senior members, the members of Parliament, even the current new ones. We go through a lot when it comes to primary elections. When it comes to party primary elections, we spend a lot of money just because at the cost of the 5 term in office, people get constrained with the demands from the constituency. Now, once elected Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, that is the 12th Parliament, I'll make sure that we go back and review the Constituency Development Fund to see that we reinstate it back. Members of Parliament are supported monthly with a figure that they can use and account for to do development in their constituencies. And I want to send a message also to the NRM party that the norm that they want to impose on us for ring-fencing the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker is not going to work. Why not ring-fence members of Parliament as flag bearers for 2 terms? They have never done this In the last parliament, I raised that. It was sat on. Why not give members of parliament 2 terms as flag bearers? Why do you make them suffer every 5 years? They go spend a lot of their money, and then you want to reinforce those two who have failed to account to us. So SEC must pronounce itself that you members of parliament at the NRM, we have also given you 2 terms. You are going to be flag bearers for the 12th parliament and the 13th parliament. That declaration must be put forward. Yes. So, officially, I have declared my candidature, and the battle is on. None of those colleagues are my enemies. Anita Among is not my enemy. She's my friend. Taebwa, I've known him for more than 30 years. He's my friend. On official occasions, I go up to his home. He's a golfer like me. But when it comes to principle, we can disagree on principle. Equal like Anita Among. You remember we're still in the 10th, 11th parliament. I asked them to clean their names for corruption publicly. Because there was evidence. The president mentioned it in Kololo. I used to hear, but I have confirmed there's corruption in the parliament of Uganda and the Ministry of Finance. Up to date, have they come up to clean their names? No. Therefore, it is time to redeem that institution of Parliament of Uganda. I've been a lawmaker for 10 years. A lawmaker and interpreter of the law in the House. So there is nothing complicated. Now I'm going for my 3rd term, starting May. We are going to work, and we are going to perform. I thank you so much, the media. Said Anita Among is my friend, doesn't mean that I drink with her on the same table. I'm not a visitor like my colleagues who are members of parliament who are ever in our house, babysitting, others are washing dishes. I'm not that type. I am not that type. I made Anita Among and late Jacob Olanya. I made Olanya the speaker. Through Olanya, I gave her my support as deputy speaker. It's in record. She's one person who would reach to me up to 2 a.m. What do we do? What is the way forward? By then she was living in what? In Tinda. I gave her very many voters, including her small god, I don't know, the ones who have in her home, the former commissioner. I'm the one who brought her, used to even give her fuel. By the way, I'm a certified farmer in this country, a commercial farmer. I am an industrialist. You may not know. So I'm not just an ordinary member of parliament who goes around begging. I am not. Thank you.
So where are you going?
Speaker of Parliament. Why you use money? The votes are going to be casted by members of Parliament. And there is no rule that allows us to use money. That's why I'm encouraging those colleagues who are only getting 10 million to endorse, to hike their price to 50 million to endorse. But on the right day, they vote for Alion Odria as their MP. I mean their speaker. They are being cheap. 10 million and you endorse somebody publicly and your voters are getting to see that. Why not 50 million from those invisible hands? Because we know the money is from the institution here. Unless they account to us, give accountability of expenditure of parliament budget. If not, people should hike their price to 50 million each as per now. Then towards the election, they must ask for 100 million. Yes. Me, I'm going to campaign without a coin. Those who believe in the truth, they will give me the vote. I thank you.
The Honorable, do you have maybe, because you are making a very strong argument.
Well, we used to mobilize for her when she was deputy speaker. You get it? Then she came and even had a kind of accident, and then, as you say, into the room. By the way, it is true. One time she could not even move, but she needed us more. She would lie like this, and we still give her, but during day, not in the night. So.
Yeah, how far are you in terms of mobilization? We see your colleagues are doing a very good mobilization strategy down there, and we could picture this to what happened last year under your campaign, and it must go. This seemed to have ended on the day it was born, and that may paint a picture that maybe in terms of mobilization, you may be a god fighting a lion.
My brother, I think mobilization has started today. Some of you who haven't been censored there, you should be working day and night, especially you, the media, to see that you mobilize more, because I'm counting on you, the media, because you know who I am. The journey has started today. I'm not going to run around the country to look for members of parliament. Parliament is there. I will meet them. I'll invite them to my office and talk to them. So I don't need the resources to run around. I need you people. It has never surfaced on the floor of parliament. Each and every bill I try to bring in is sat on. You're even aware of the motion we brought. It is sat on up to today. So what I do is, instead of concentrating on the personal bills, I now have my input on whatever is brought by the people, and we debate and pass. So when it comes, that's why I was telling you, my leadership has to be a neutral one and must give equal opportunity for everybody, which is not there. You see, people, as I talk to you now, I have about 12 members of parliament who are in South Africa in the name of trips. Every single member of parliament is entitled to a trip in that parliament. But now they're using it to look for votes. That vote for me, I'll give you trips. When there are only a circle of about 30 to 40 people who keep recycling themselves, sleeping in the planes. Now they are here lying to the new members of parliament that I need your vote. I always give you the trips.
No. Can you afford to have a speaker who goes around throwing punches at security? And I want to know,